Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome to the launch of Lillet Rosé South Africa. It is pronounced Lillet, not whatever it is that you thought, not the other thing, not the other brand, because I know you're thinking it right. The way you've seen it spelled before with the hyphen, no, it's not that one. It is pronounced Lillet, Leelay. My name is Ulisani Ravere, and it is such a pleasure to be your host this afternoon. I am incredibly excited that Lillet Rosé is finally in South Africa. I need you to know that this is the very first time that Lillet is on the African continent, and they chose South Africa as the market. I think that deserves a round of applause, because you know what? We are indeed trendsetters. Maghamba Tina, everybody else follows, and we are going to show them exactly how it is done. Before we get to know a little bit more about Lillet Rosé, I need to remind you that since we are going to be drinking at this event, I mean, who's going to be drinking? My hand is up. It tastes wonderful, so you're going to want to be enjoying it in all its variations. Since we are going to be drinking at this afternoon's event, please remember to do so responsibly. If you have come with a friend, I hope between one of you, somebody is the designated Dave. I don't know how you decided, whether it was the one that came in the natural hair, the one that came in the braids, the one that came with the flat shoe, or the one that came in the teki. However you made the decision of who's driving home, please be sure to make sure that you do not partake in too much. Or, even better yet, make sure somebody else is coming to pick you up. Or even better yet, we have so many e-hailing services, okay? So please be sure to grab one of those on your way home, so we make sure that we are drinking responsibly and we are enjoying responsibly. A few house rules: if you are looking for the bathrooms, they are inside. You go to the left and you head over to the back corner, and that's where you'll find them. I know a lot of you love to let people know where you are, what you're doing, who you're with, how pretty you look. Please just make sure you do it with the hashtag, okay? So we know it's real, okay? Because if it doesn't have a hashtag, did it even happen? I don't think so. You can tag us at Lillet is our handle on Instagram, and you can use the hashtag LilletSA, as well as it's pronounced Lillet. I love you! I love you. Okay, so Lillet Rosé is a French wine-based aperitif. It is divine. And as I said to you, it arrives and makes its debut on the African continent today, and in South Africa in particular. And that's a very exciting feat for us. We're going to be learning a little bit more about this new lady in town a little bit later. But first, let's expand more on this theme of responsible drinking. I'm going to be inviting Kalashni. She is from Pernod Ricard, and she's going to be speaking to us a little bit more about Pernod Ricard's efforts and their campaign around responsible drinking, which is drink more water. Are you already on your way, Kalashni? There she is. So she's going to be shedding light more on this campaign. She is the Sustainability and Responsibility Manager for Pernod Ricard South Africa, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. She's responsible for planning and executing sustainability and responsibility initiatives that complement the business strategy. What does all of this mean? It means that she ensures that Pernod Ricard are an involved, responsible, as well as a forward-thinking corporate citizen. She not only has an industrial psychology degree under her belt and is a registered industrial psychologist, but her passion really lies in young people and seeing them progress. Please put your hands together.
Okay, works. So we're a responsible company, and what this means is that we want to ensure that our brands are consumed responsibly and moderately. And we wanted to bring people together, and we want it to add value to society. So our purpose is to create conviviality. And this means a world of having fun, or a world without excess, especially when it comes to drinking. Our signature is Creator de Conviviality. And what this means is that it's intrinsically linked to responsible drinking. And to us, this is the only way you can have fun. So what does this mean for us, and how do we do this? To us, like I said, we're really serious about this. So we invest a lot of our resources, our tools, our people, our time in having that conversation with our consumers, working with government, working with our retailers. But we also believe that it is critical to have a partnership with like-minded individuals, be it in society, in other industries. And I'm proud to say that we are members and active members of the Drinks Federation of South Africa. And our very own CEO, Mr. Gregory Lemery, is the deputy chairperson of the Drinks Federation. He's also a director of aware.org. Pamela Nkuna is our corporate affairs director, and she's also on the board of AWARE, and she's the chairperson of the South African Liquor Brand Association. And these two organizations fall under the umbrella of the Drinks Federation.
Well, I love to hear it, that you're making products that we enjoy, but you're also making sure that you're at the forefront of really ensuring that we do enjoy them responsibly. But as a company, what is Pernod Ricard doing in South Africa to ensure that, there is no irresponsible drinking? Because one would think, look, your products are meant for us to enjoy, but yet you are telling us to do so responsibly. So what does that actually look like?
So I know there's a time limit, if not I could go on. But so we do a lot of initiatives. Very great initiatives that are globally led and locally led. So we have elements like Otter Sobriety, Bar World of Tomorrow, and Drink More Water. So I think for the sake of time, I'll just concentrate on Drink More Water, if that's fine. So Drink More Water is a campaign like no other. We boldly and bravely go where no person has gone before. So we really display the unpleasant, the embarrassing, and the actual dangerous consequences of misusing alcohol. So our target audience are young adults, and we want them to understand, we want to equip them with the right tools, the right messaging to make that right choice. In South Africa, it is very critical because unfortunately we do have a binge drinking problem. If you compare our stats to global, we have a very high consumption of alcohol, including pure alcohol. In fact, it's sometimes double the global rate. So the Drink More Water campaign, I'm very honored to be a part of that. It started last year, and it's in a 3-month campaign. It ran on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Instagram. And it reached over 46 million people. So we had over 12 million impressions, and there were about 2 million active engagements. And what we want to do this year is take it to our billboards and take it into trade. And to us, we want to make this program bigger, better, and have more impact.
Thank you so much, Kalashni. It's really great and exciting to see that, that as Pernod Ricard, you take our enjoyment as seriously as you do the fact that we need to do so responsibly. And we wish you and your team all the best as you go into the year and ensure that we not only drink more water, but that we enjoy our Lillet Rosé responsibly as well. Please put your hands together for Kalashni. You've got the message, Akere. We are going to drink more water, Akere. Yes, no, maybe? Yes, no, maybe? Yes. Bazalori, please. Hey, if you've received the message, you must act like you've received the message. Okay, now we're going to be learning more about the new lady in town, Lillet Rosé. She has such a rich history. Crafted since 1872 in the region of Bordeaux, which is the south of France. She is delicious, she is fresh, and she is here to make you know that she has arrived. To tell us a little bit more about this, don't be nervous, girl. You've got this. I can already see on the side there. She's just like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. This is somebody who has had such a beautiful relationship with Lillet. It gives me great pleasure to welcome all the way from France, the global ambassador of Lillet. Put your hands together for Julie Terran. Come on, a warm South African welcome. Otherwise, we're going to have an aeroplane and she's gone.
Hi everyone.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Comment ça va?
Ça va très bien, et toi?
Merci. And that's about it.
You know, you speak French like a Parisian girl. You have the perfect French accent, but with a hint of Parisian style.
Oh, thank you so merci. So next time you see me on a flight and I'm on my way to Paris, I'm not coming back, okay? You heard, I fit in just fine. I'm about to find me a Parisian man. I'm going to wee wee. Julie, you know, the story of Lillet is such a rich one, but so is your story within the brand as well. Tell me a little bit more and tell everybody else a bit more about yourself, your journey with Pernod Ricard, and being the global ambassador for Lillet.
So my story starts actually not in France but in London, where I was working at this time for a fine wine and a luxury wine in London, and they had in their portfolio Lillet. So I start my first sip of Lillet was there in London, and I really was so impressed about the taste of wine, but also with the fruit. So for me, it was the perfect balance, and I really fell in love for the taste of Lillet. But I was really far from this time to know where the story will bring me. And then a few years later, I start in Pernod Ricard as a Lillet ambassador, but for French, for the French country. And my job was really to put Lillet in all the hands of the best bartender that we could find all over the France, and to put the beautiful gem in their hand. So after that, I moved into the marketing team in order to broaden all the education and all the awareness that we can bring for the brand. And after that, I had to do another adventure in the prestigious team. And after that, I had to renew with my dear Lillet and to spread the good word of Lillet all around the world by being the global ambassador for Lillet.
We are so honored to have you here with us and that you made the time to fly all the way down to South Africa. I mean, it's a big deal, as I said. First time on the African continent, and you've chosen South Africa to land the brand. And we'll chat about that a little bit later. Before we get into the rich history of Lillet, I heard a little rumor. And I don't know about you, but I'm a broadcaster, so I don't just go with the story. I mean, we've even got seasoned journalists here. I must make sure that the facts are true. So I heard a rumor that Wallis Simpson, who is, of course, the Duchess of Windsor and the former wife of King Henry, if I'm not mistaken, King Edward VIII, I heard that she was a fan of Lillet. Is that true, or is that just a really good rumor?
So actually, it's really true. And the best advocate that we can have could be also the hotel, because when the Wallis Simpson was so in love for Lillet, and at the time that she was all the time in Paris and in London, she was of course like hanging out in the best palace that we can find over Paris and London, and she was requesting for a bottle of Lillet all the time. So it means like the hotel and the restaurant, they had to have on their menu some Lillet for her. And when they don't have, like, she was super upset against them. So the rumor also says that she was a little bit tricky about that and really pushy on them for having some Lillet. And nowadays, like all these really nice palace and venue, they keep listed Lillet for all these years. So we are super proud to have them. So thanks, Wallis.
I love the way you described Wallis. She was tricky. So, you know, ladies, now when they say we're pushy, when they say we're too much, we're tricky, okay? That is the word. You know, the story of Lillet begins somewhere. And before it arrives here, that we find ourselves with a glass of it in our hands in South Africa in 2023, take us all the way back to where the story of Lillet begins.
Yeah, so long time story, because everything starts in 1872 in a sleepy town called Podensac in the south of Bordeaux. And at this time, two brothers, Paul and Raymond, really French first name, I guess, Paul and Raymond Lillet, they were wine merchants, but also doing their own liquors. They decided to create their really own aperitif, wine-based aperitif. So they decided to blend some wine from the region with some liquors of their making. And the perfect blend was really to have like the perfect taste of the wine, but with the flavor with the fruits. So at first it was only Lillet Blanc, and they really start to have a great success all around France. And for them it was super important to keep the secret, to remain the recipe of Lillet secret. So it's still the case today. Only 3 persons in Lillet, in La Maison Lillet, only knows exactly the right proportion to create the timeless taste of Lillet. But of course we can communicate about the fact that there is some wine, some sweet and some bitter orange as well, and some quinine. So quinine I'm sure like maybe it can sound a little bit weird, but I'm sure all of you have already tasted some quinine, as of course there is inside Lillet, but also in the tonic. The tonic water, the bitterness of the tonic water, of the tonic bitter, sorry, providing from the quinine. And so at this time, the sustainability was already a thing, because the brothers Lillet, when they were peeling the peel of the orange, they keep the peel for doing some Lillet, but the fruit itself went to schools free, completely free, in order to have this strong anchorage into the Pau-d'Ensac region. And also, like after this great success in France, in the 20s we start to reach UK with London. So thanks Wallis as well, in the great place and in the great palace bars. But also we built this really strong relationship between mixology and the really cocktail bars. We have a really funny story about the fact that it's 007, like the 007. So in the 30s, the author of 007, Jan Fleming, he went into a bar. He was writing at this time Casino Royal Casino.
Yes.
And he was asking for the bartender in a bar called the Duke, and he asked him like to create a cocktail for him. And the bartender creates a cocktail made with gin, vodka, and a shooter of Lillet. And Jan Fleming enjoyed a lot this cocktail and say, wow, it's really amazing. What's the name of the cocktail? So the bartender was like, okay, it's a creation, I have to find something to say.
I'll make something up.
And he said, Vesper. And Vesper, so Jan was like, okay, Jan Fleming. So he wrote on his book the recipe of the Vesper, but he also named the main female character of his book Vesper Lind, in reference to his favorite cocktail.
Yeah, the story of Lillet. 007, if you didn't get there, I'm translating for you. I'm here for you. Julie, when I think of Lillet, I think of what a process it must take to make it, and what a game changer it is. Can you take us a little bit further into the making of it? We're talking the very wine barrels that it is stored in, and how we get to have a beautiful bottle with us.
So the making process of Lillet is something like really is into the roots of Lillet, because we have never changed the recipe and never changed the making process of it. So 1872, long time. So we are taking some wine from the region, from Bordeaux region, and then we will mix with some fruit infusion made by ourselves in cold maceration, cold maceration, and then it's blending for having all the time the same consistency in the taste that you will have when you are drinking some Lillet. So it means if you are drinking Lillet here in Paris, in UK, in USA, or in France with us, it will the same. The taste will be the same. So super important for us. And regarding the range, we have the Lillet Rouge and Lillet Blanc. They are going into vintage in a barrel, in the cellars, but not for the rosé one, because we really want to keep the freshness of the product, so it's just going into the bottle like that.
For a hot summer's day, let's talk about the perfect serve, because let me tell you about South Africans, Julie. We love nice things. And we deserve nice things. But we need to make sure that we are enjoying our Lillet Rosé just the right way. What's the perfect serve?
So the right way and the best way to enjoy Lillet is at first to have like a really elegant wine glass like that, to fill up with some ice cube, and then to add your Lillet with some tonic, so 1 part of Lillet and 2 parts of tonics, and then to add like a slightly light lime slice into your glass.
Just like that. That's simple. You've got the recipe, right? Because when we give you a Lillet Rosé when you're going home, please, we don't want you to do wrong things. And then you're going to show people that you didn't learn the sophisticated way to have a perfect serve of Lillet Rosé. Lillet is very centered and grounded around women empowerment. The story begins from the very beginning. Talk to us a little bit more about some of the initiatives and the women empowerment being at the foreground of the brand.
So the women were all the long time of the history of Lillet really important. So you can see in our whole advertising since the beginning that the women were all the time represented in the advertising like self-confidence, innate elegance, and a self-expression of women. And it's still the case today. Like in our campaign, we make sure that women will be represented and embodied as really strong women and powerful women. So it's super important for us.
And celebrating women. Speaking of that, I know in South Africa, a big part of bringing Lillet Rosé here is also going to be partnering with bartenders in South Africa to not only grow their craft, but to grow them as well. Tell me a little bit more about that.
So for us, after pandemic, the hospitality field was injured a lot, and especially women. Could you guess that there is only 25% of women into the hospitality? So for Lillet, it was a duty to her to say we want to support female bartender. So globally, we launched some initiative. One is Germany-based. It's called Extraordinary Women from the Bartenders, and it's a community of bartenders exchanging like tips and really like empowering themselves with this League of Extraordinary Women. We have also Les Ateliers Lillet, which is our signature event all around the world, and it's all the time for making female bartender expressing themselves and empower themselves. And the last one was for the 150th anniversary of Lillet. We launched Elle pour Elle. So Elle pour Elle is a program. So Elle stands for Lillet, and pour Elle, Elle means she. So Elle for she, Lillet for she. It's a program for bartenders, for female bartenders, and it's an accreditation, but also a training about bartending, but also management skills in order to help women to develop their career into the hospitality.
And growing them and their businesses. It sounds absolutely incredible. We cannot wait to see it roll out in South Africa. Julie, merci beaucoup. You've been absolutely fantastic. And we have learned a whole lot more about our new fave, Lillet Rosé. Ladies and gentlemen, Julie Terran. Merci, Julie. So how are you enjoying your Lillet Rosé? Is it good? Does it feel like it's giving you a spring in your step? Would you believe me if I told you that there's even a way to enjoy it in the winter? Yeah? So we're going to be Lillet Rosé all year round, darling. All year round. And by the time summer rolls around again, don't worry about the summer body. As long as you've got the Lillet, summer will take whatever body you give it, okay? It will accept it. Our final conversation this afternoon before you can enjoy yourself, grab some snaps, and even more Lillet Rosé will be with Bo Sanders, just to hear a little bit more about what it means for Lillet Rosé to be in South Africa from Pernod Ricard's perspective. Bo Sanders is part of the consumer trade experience team at Pernod Ricard, and as brand advocacy manager, she over the first 5 years of experience has been working as a brand ambassador and previously as a bartender in the hospitality industry. Her role is responsible for creating passionate advocates for Pernod Ricard's portfolio of wonderful brands and the team of dynamic brand ambassadors that they have. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Bo Sanders. Hey, Bo.
Hey, Lily.
I mean, if I was saying it French, right? Hey, Bo is like hey, boo, right? Isn't it? Hey, Bo. So let's talk a little bit more about why Pernod Ricard chose South Africa as the market to bring Lillet Rosé. I mean, we have quite a number of countries on the continent, but we know we're the best, I mean.
Absolutely. So it's really quite simple. What we do is we obviously watch consumer trends and global trends that are happening. And I'm sure all of you may have noticed one of those trends was the individual behavioral change of people now making a lot more sort of health conscious decisions, and not just what they eat, but also what they drink. And when they drink, consumers want to drink better. So quality over quantity, as we say. Obviously, with COVID being this terrible pandemic that we all experienced, people are also looking for that bond and that connection with friends and family. And with all of this being said, with Lillet's amazing, incredible quality, it's low alcohol by volume, and it's incredible taste, as you guys might have experienced. It makes the perfect fit for the South African market.
If you want to talk like us who are in the know, it's low ABV, what she just said. ABV, just throw that word around. When you're amongst people, just say low ABV. You know that what you're enjoying is low ABV. And they'll think that you know exactly what it is that you are talking about.
Just ensuring everyone is on the same page.
So not only good for the taste buds, but good on the hips as well.
Absolutely.
What is it about the South African market in particular that Pernod Ricard said, you know what, this is going to do well here?
So a few points that Julie actually brought up. One of the things that a lot of people might not know is that bartenders have actually been the custodians of this brand for many, many years prior to this. There is so many classic cocktails that feature the Lillet brand, and some of these incredible recipes can be found in some of the oldest cocktail books that exist. One of them being the Savoy, which dates back to Prohibition days already. So it's no different here on the South African market. I think our bartenders are super excited, and I'm sure some of them here can vouch, to have this product hit the South African shores, and they will naturally gravitate to becoming our advocates for this incredible brand.
So it's the bartenders that have made the call, and here it is finally. I remember sitting in one of the sessions and one of the bartenders said, you actually don't know that you've tasted Lillet before. It's been in a cocktail or 2 or 3 that you've had, but you didn't know. But now you do, and you can enjoy it on its own. Both Sanders from Pernod Ricard, thank you so much for that insight. And we wish Lillet Rosé and the... It's not mine. We wish Pernod Ricard and the Lillet Rosé SA team all the best as they bring us not only this, but I hope that there will be many more to come as we welcome this new lady in town. Nakirata program is short, Bazalwani. You know, when things are short, it means that we can go to na enjoyment, because every little money, every little cent I get is going to be for na enjoyment. And that's exactly what time it is for it now. Please enjoy the music, enjoy your Lillet Rosé, and don't forget to please post all your content and share your experiences with us. @Lillet is the handle. Use the hashtag LilletSA and hashtag it's pronounced Lillet. No man, they must hear us at the spa. They must know that what is happening. It's pronounced Lillet. Hi, Anko, right? But okay, maybe after 3 Lillets, you might be at that point, okay? We've got a lot of beautiful scenery around. Please take your pics by the flower wall. We've got the swing. I've tested it out. At first, I was like, is this a prop or is it an actual, you know? So take some pictures, share it with us, and we hope that you enjoy the rest of your experience, and we hope that you are just as excited that Lillet Rosé has arrived in South Africa. Enjoy your afternoon. Ah.